Washington State election. Where do we go from here? Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about the aftermath of the Washington State's recent election results and what it might mean for our country's direction even. The media here in Washington has been quick to spotlight two things. First, that Kamala Harris carried Washington with close to 60% of the vote, yet that isn't exactly the landslide it's being touted as, in my opinion. In our highly polarized nation, any slight majority is blown up as a massive win. As a pastor, I've always held that true unity requires a far greater mandate, closer, I think, ideally to 80 or even 100% of agreement before I would accept a pastorate. But politics doesn't seem to set the same high bar. Second, we saw Bob Ferguson win the governor's race here against David Reichert. What's interesting about that is how Washington voters seem to see little distinction between Reichert, who's a more moderate Republican, and Lauren Culp, who was labeled as a right-wing extremist Republican in his race against Inslee 4 years ago. In essence, it's clear many Washingtonians weren't convinced to shift to the center instead of voting along similar lines as they did last time around. What I find most telling is that while the media is focused on Harris and Ferguson, they've left Trump's win almost completely out of the conversation. Donald Trump won a second term, yet in Washington State, you'd hardly know it from headlines. It's an indication that our local news sources may be preparing to push back hard against Trump's administration and the Republican majority in office. With the Democrats swinging farther left, we know they'll offer little support. I think we can expect active resistance from them and the media. This means Republicans, particularly in states like ours, need to be prepared to operate in unity if we want to see any real progress over the next 4 years. For those of us in conservative circles, this election shows the challenge ahead. We're going to need strong, clear principles and a commitment to unity like never before. The only way to counteract a determined opposition is by being equally determined ourselves. Thanks for watching. God bless.